Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the youtube.com/Tectone. Whether you're joining me on Rumble here today or on YouTube, I am going to show you a video that is going to show you why your girlfriend and why your wife don't want children, why they're horrified of having children, and why, birth rates are on the decline. And that is because content creators are manipulating and gaslighting women into anti-natalist propaganda because they have decided to choose the bag over having a family. And the reason why women are choosing this because they're easily manipulatable, and the government has convinced women that getting a job is empowering. And the reason why the government wants women to have a job is because that way, instead of being able to tax one person per household, they can tax two, as well as they get to raise our kids for us while your wife is working for a man that hates her. Our government gets to raise our children via public schools where they can indoctrinate them into LGBTQ propaganda, as well as make them all shit-eating, brainless, retarded, left-leaning idiots. And it's a shame, and this is why kids hate their parents. And a lot of this goes to the fault of empowered females. Now, I'm going to show you empowered females, and then I'm going to show you someone who's beginning to regret their decision. This video is going to focus on Pokimane, but it's going to get on a lot more than just her in a little bit. So let me show you with the first instance of anti-natalist propaganda with Pokimane saying, why bother waiting to get married when girls, you can treat yourself and marry yourself? But first, a word from today's sponsors. I just found out something wild about stem cells. If you don't know, stem cells are like tiny repair crews in your body and go fix things that need to be fixed. And guess who's been ahead of the curve on this? Joe Rogan. He's been talking about this for years. Just watch.
I had a full-length rotator cuff tear, and the UFC gave me a doctor in Los Angeles, and he looks at my MRI and goes, "You're gonna need surgery." I go, 100%? He goes, "I don't know how you're using it now. It's a matter of time. You're gonna need surgery, so it might be better to do it now." So I got it shot up with stem cells. And this was the early days of stem cells in America where you could get away with more. That you've got to go to Mexico now again.
But here's the crazy part. Most stem cell therapies are illegal in the US, not because they're unsafe, not because they don't work, but because they work too well, and that threatens big pharma. The FDA has blocked these treatments. As a result, people are forced to go overseas just to get access to their own biology, and it's expensive and out of reach for most of us. Just 1% of stem cell injection can run you back $50,000. But here's what most people don't know. There's a natural way to support your own stem cell activity, and it comes from high-flavored flavanol cocoa. Harvard scientist Dr. William Lee actually backs this up. Check it out.
So, studies have been done to show that the flavonols in cocoa stimulate stem cells to come out of your bone marrow like bees in a beehive in your bloodstream, and they go out and they find wherever it needs to be repaired. If it's in your heart, they'll fix it. If it's in your liver, they'll fix it. If it's in your skin, they'll fix it.
But here's the thing. Flavanols are the good stuff found in cocoa beans, but they're usually destroyed during the chocolate-making process. But that's where the Black Forest supplements come in. They've created the first ever high-flavanol cocoa powder, packed with everything your body actually needs. And it's only 20 calories. I mix it with my coffee or my protein shake. It tastes amazing. The 4th of July promo already ended, but I reached out to Black Forest and asked them to bring it back just for you guys, and they said yes. So for the next 48 hours only, my audience gets the deal they've never done before. Buy one, get one free across the entire store. Every product, including their best-selling cocoa formula, plus free bottle of NMN with every single order. Buy one, get one free, plus the free NMN. Buy one, get two free. 3 bottles for the price of one. Now listen carefully because this part matters. Because this deal is only for my audience, you have to use the link right below this video. My link in the description and the pinned comment. If you go to their website like normal, you will not find this offer. It's not on the main page. The only way is through my link. Promo ends in 48 hours after this video is up, then it's gone and prices go back to normal. This is the best offer Black Forest runs all year, and I got them to open it up for us, just for us boys. Hit the link in the description or pinned comment, grab the amazing deal while it lasts, and take control of your health before someone else does it for you.
I bought an engagement ring for myself. Okay, but you guys told me to. In the comments my last video, you guys kept talking about a ring. A lot of you were saying, girl, just go get one for yourself. So that's what I did. A ring at Bulgari that I just fell in love with.
Sorry if you just puked from watching this, but yes, because Pokimane could not secure a man that actually wanted to be with her long term. She went to go buy an engagement ring for herself. So, hate to break the news to you, Pokimane, but buying an engagement ring to yourself doesn't mean anything. It's the emotional circumstance and the bond between you and your partner that gives the ring meaning. The ring does not give you and your partner meaning. You and your partner, you and your husband, you and your wife give that ring meaning, not the other way around. So, now, let's talk about more Pokimane slop, completely going against her word. Let's talk about it.
Fortunately, we live in such a self-centered, capitalistic society.
We live in a self-centered capitalistic society. And sorry, I don't want to watch all these clips. She's boring as shit to me. We live in a self-centered capitalistic society. Pokimane, you just bought yourself a $30,000 wedding ring. If that isn't what a self-centered capitalist would do, I don't know what is. We have other content creators about Cinna talking about how awful it would be to get married and have kids.
Like, why on earth are people who are like 25 who can't have kids, you're like pressuring them to have kids? That just doesn't make any sense. Bro, I saw Ray did a joke and she said that she's never having kids and she wants to be as hot as she can or whatever for a long time. And I saw people like dissecting.
Say the full quote.
That on Twitter. And I thought, is that really news to y'all?
The full quote is, I don't want to have kids. I just want to stay hot and play video games forever. Yes, the reason why people were pressuring Valkyrae into having kids is because that is a horribly depressing life. Saying you want to play video games for forever is like a child saying that they want to believe in communism, because communism sounds really good, right? When you're a little kid, oh, everything gets everything the same, until you realize corruption exists and it would never work. The problem with what Valkyrae said is, yeah, when I'm 12 years old, I would say, I never want kids. I want to play video games forever. That sounds really fun when you're 12, but then you realize Valkyrae is 34. And it's a little bit off-putting. Realize that Valkyrae has maybe 1 or 2 good years left before all of her eggs dry up, and she's only left with bad eggs, increasing her children from having birth defects by 95%. So let's do another clip about Valkyrae with more anti-natalist propaganda.
Never having kids. I'm probably gonna play video games for the rest of my life. I'm probably gonna be as hot for as long as I can, and I'm probably gonna keep making money. That's probably what's gonna happen for the next 40 years until I die. People are just gonna keep being mad at me about it. Menopause is gonna hit me like a brick wall, but at least I will be getting the bag until then. You don't want kids? I'll do it whenever I want. I don't think I'm running out of time.
So, in case you don't know, yes, you actually are running out of time. If you don't believe me, would you like to believe in the science? Women's eggs decline in both quantity and quality over time, with the process beginning before birth and becoming clinically relevant for fertility in the late 20s, early 30s, accelerating thereafter. Women are born with a finite number of eggs, 1 to 2 million at birth. This drops to only 300 to 500,000 by puberty. Eggs are lost continuously through atresia, with only a small number maturing each cycle. By around age 37, 25,000 remain on average. By menopause, about 1,000 immature ones are left. So yes, you will lose 95% of your eggs by the time you are 35, meaning that your child is infinitely more likely to have genetic defects, Down syndrome, not being able to survive in the womb, die immediately upon birth. And so yes, when you're around 24 to 30, that's the best time to have kids if you plan on starting a family. But unfortunately, the government, as well as China, has convinced a lot of people, a lot of women, to not have kids. That way they can live in the government, be indoctrinated by the government and our public school systems to convince them to be factory workers. That way they can make more tax dollars for this very corrupt country right now. It's a shame. So here is another clip of Cutie Cinderella talking about anti-natalist propaganda.
Children. I don't want kids, but recently I went to Korea, right? Visited all my extended family and stuff. So there's the first grandchild of our family, whatever.
Oh,
yeah.
The first one's a big one.
Yes, so she's like 2 years old or something. I picked her up, I hugged her, and I'm like, I get it.
Oh my God,
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? When you actually experience the beauty of childbirth and raising a nice family, you will actually want to do it. Isn't that crazy? When you disconnect from the propaganda on the internet and you go outside, the world seems like a better place.
the opposite. I pick up my niece and nephews, I'm like, they're so sticky.
Really?
Ugh.
She was so sweet and well behaved, and she reminded me of like a giant puppy. No? Okay.
Yeah, she hasn't shit herself yet. Like, at least when he shits, it's on the floor. When they shit, you have to scrub it off of their butthole.
You don't like the idea of like a mini Ludwig?
Listen, if there is anyone I could have children with, it is Ludwig, because I think he'd be a really good dad.
Glad you said him and no one else, because that would have been really weird.
It'd be Orlando Bloom. My God, do I think about it. Jacob Elordi.
I don't know why you would marry a woman that doesn't want to have kids with you. I don't get it. Just have sex with them once and then never talk to them again. What is the point? Even better, just don't talk to them at all. If you don't see yourself with a permanent future with a woman, what is the point of communicating with them? Another OF prostitute saying they don't want kids. I bet they just want to be young and beautiful and travel forever and go to places rather than do something that actually has meaning. You know what's really going to fix your life at home? Going to Italy for 5 days. Wow. We have another content creator, another female talking about how they don't want to have kids.
The entire time that my sister has been complaining about her pregnancy, I've been sympathetic on many occasions, okay? But she posted something on her story of like, how do I get through the last like 8 weeks of pregnancy? And I said, try using a condom. It's weird when someone you knew as a kid now has a kid, right? That's weird to me. But I also think I'm like, damn, maybe I'm just not mature. Because I'm not ready to be a mother. I'd be a horrible mother. My kid would be crying and I'd be like, shh, kitten, mommy's playing Fortnite. If I had a dog and it was like wanting to go outside, I'd pause the Fortnite game. But you know, if my kid was crying, yeah, I'm not doing shit.
Yeah. This is the type of shit that all the kids are being force-fed by these dumbass fucking women on the internet. Here's another. Guys, are we noticing how every top female content creator all promotes you to not have kids? I'm going to explain why that is at the end of the video. We're going to keep going here.
Even if you don't want to have kids, do you still think they're cute? No. I don't understand how anyone thinks kids are cute. I'm proud of people for making kids. When they show me their pictures of their kids, I'm like, oh, that's amazing. You made that whole person, kidneys and all. And I'm happy for them. And it's grueling work. And I'm like, wow, you haven't slept in like 3 weeks and you're hallucinating? That sucks. Wow, what a brave sacrifice you've made to create this little human. Do I like the little human? Fuck no. They're dribbly, they're snotty, they stink of shit, wander around and make obnoxious loud noises, and are generally just repulsive and unpleasant to be around.
Yep. And there's more. Here we go. Let's keep going.
No, I'm not over 30. I'm 29. 1, it doesn't matter, but sorry. 2, my point is, you know, there's a lot of weird energy that sometimes comes from people who are like trying to rage bait you. How are your mid-30s how are your 40s going? Honestly, life's good. Life's gonna be good. But why is your attitude, why are you being funky like that? There is so nothing wrong with being any age that I feel so fucking stupid talking about this shit.
So, context of this clip, they say, how does it feel being 30 years old with no children? Pokimane responds by saying, there's nothing wrong with being any age. You can do anything you want at any age. I would definitely criticize a 35-year-old if they didn't have a job and they were still living with their parents. Yes, there is a time and place to do things properly. So when your viewers ask you things like that, it's for a fucking reason. And there's even more anti-marriage, anti-natal propaganda from the New York Times. Married women of reproductive age have kids at 2x or more the rate of unmarried ones. Why does the legacy media want to destroy the families? It's great. And now here is the clip that really goes to show how all of these women, they can lie to you, they can lie to you, they can lie to you. But even the mask slipped off of Pokimane for this one. This just came out today.
I hate to admit this, and before I do, I need all the guys to scroll. This is just for the ladies, okay? I think I have baby fever. And it's annoying because like mentally, logically, I don't want a child. But sometimes it feels like biologically, my body is saying, have a baby. It's just whispering in the back, why not?
So, sorry that you had to watch it. I want to remind you, for anybody thinking that Pokimane was attractive here, I want to remind you, this is what she looks like 6 years ago when she was actually in her prime with no makeup on. So trust me, do not trust any of these mud demons. They look quite good when they wear their costumes, but once they take a bath or they go in the pool, you will realize what monster you are actually in the bed with. This is exactly why you cannot trust women's own opinions, because these stupid fucks go on the internet and they actually think anybody gives a damn what they actually have to fucking say, when nobody really does. So much so that these women want you to deny reality and accept their own delusion as your own. Do you know what, and just take a guess, guys, what do you think would happen if you were to listen to any of these women? To never have a family and never have kids. Do you know what that would lead to? The extinction of the human race. Are you noticing how many of these liberals, these left-leaning content creators, push you towards ideals that lead to extinction? Do you know what right-wing ideals push you to? Taking care of America, getting married, having children, and perpetuating the human race and making our country a better place to live. Whereas theirs are become infertile, chop your dick off, be alone, and make money for the government. All while saying they are the ones who have the virtues and all of the right-wing content creators are the bad guys. So yes, these women are obviously dumb as shit. They don't know what they want, and like Shuan had said, the biological clock is going to tick. Pokimane has now admitted that she wants to have children, and here's something else. Valkyrae will constantly always say how she never wants kids. Well, Valkyrae, why'd you freeze your own eggs then? Because in a stream from 2 years ago, you made it public that you actually had a batch of your own eggs frozen just in case you change your mind. But that was never really talked about that much in mainstream. And you want to know why that is? These millionaires want you to leave them alone because you can tell they're having they're making a horrific decision for their own lives, but they don't want you to call them out on it, because that makes them feel bad. So instead, they'd like to lie to their audience rather than getting a little bit of justified criticism, which is, yes, if you are getting into your late 20s as a woman, you should start trying to settle down and have kids while your good eggs are there. That way your kids will be happy and healthy when they are born. That is not mean. That is not misogynistic. That is not destructive Nazi language. That is, we are trying to tell you to do what's best for you to do, that every other human being has done for millennia. And you want to act like that's oppression. You want to act like that's misogynistic. No, informing you the correct decision on what to do with life is not oppression. It's not misogynistic. It's basic fucking common sense. I think it's better for your kids if you have them when there is a 95% less chance that they come out retarded, Down syndrome, fetal alcohol syndrome, cleft face, having functioning legs. It's probably better just because mommy wanted to play video games for an extra 20 years. It's insane.